All right, you're welcome to today's session. It's gonna be an amazing time again. Our design is far gone, and today is going to be an amazing day where we'll prototype our design, right? We're going to wrap up with the design, then we'll prototype and test with our phone. UI design becomes more exciting when you are able to prototype what you have designed, like display to stakeholders and investors what you've done. So prototyping is a very important part of your design, and that's what I want to teach you today. So we've designed our WhatsApp screen, right? So what we'll be doing today is we want to prototype the design and test it on our phone, right? So I would like you to pay close attention to whatever we're doing today. Pay close attention to whatever we're doing today so that you can effect that on your design. As usual, type where you are joining from. I can see Casa Barnabas from Abuja. Amazing. Type your name, type where you are joining from. We'll be starting shortly, but let's just do our normal routine. Type your name and where you are joining from. I can see Casa from Abuja. Who else is in the call? Type your name where you are joining. You don't need to type your name, just type where you're okay. Ali Euro 5 from Kwara said, amazing. Ahmed Wahab from Lagos. It is going. Guess what? I just checked, and there's an amazing news for the next class, right? I won't let the cat out of the bag. I'm going to review that in the next. Like I can see your sim from Lagos. Amazing. I just got a news about the tech space this evening, and it's exciting, but I don't want to share now. Let me not distract us. Let's focus on design. Our next class, I'll be talking about remote jobs and how you can land big jobs that pay in dollars, $1,000 and above. Then I'll let the cat out of it. Let's get started with our design. I can see, Collins from Ibadan. Sorry, B Dwag. Your name is amazing. Cheers. From Ibadan, I can see Kenneth from Osunte. So let's get started because of time. Let's get started because of time. So in our last class, somebody reached out to me and he asked a question like, this navigation bar, that should we create space for what's it called, phone menu bar, right? Phone menu, something supposed to be under here. I didn't talk about this in the last class because of our phones differ, right? So if let's say somebody is using iPhone now and the next person is using Samsung, the next person is using maybe Infinix or Redmi, that nav bar is not going to be the same for everybody. So I can't start designing for different phones, right? That's why I didn't talk about that. But in today's class, we are going to just create a space for that, and I'll show you how to do that, right? We'll create a space for that stuff. But let's get to the main thing. From our, let me check our chat screen. We were able to do this in the last class, and we did the screen for all, for unread, for favorite, for groups. Today, my plan is for us to do calls and status, but because of time, we may not be able to touch status because prototype will take us a while, maybe about 30 minutes or thereabouts. So I don't want to bore you with so many information, right? And I don't want the video to be too long so that you can consume it when you are doing your tasks. So because of time, we won't do status, we'll just do calls. So if you add what we have in the past, that's the all screen, the unread, the favorite, and the group. Let me even show you. After the class yesterday, I went back the other day rather, I went back to do my assignment. Remember, I just did this in class and I duplicated it, right? So I went back, renamed this, put all of this. So I've improved my own screen. You can see my unread, you can see my favorite. I just took a screenshot of what I have here. I took a screenshot of my screen and just put it there. Let me take this out. Is an image, a screenshot. I didn't design this, just a screenshot. And you can see that makes sense, right? So I was able to come up with my favorite, my group, and all of that. Today, so we have how many screens in total? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because the more screens we have, the more exciting our prototype is going to be. When we have more screens, our prototype is going to be exciting, you understand? Because the goal of prototype is that when I click on this screen, it takes me to the next screen. When I click on this, it takes me like that. So when we have more screens, prototype will be exciting, right? That's what we're doing today. So we'll add we have 1, 2, 3, 4 already. We're going to add the core screen. I'll design the core screen in this class, then we'll prototype the 5 screens entirely, right? So let's continue. I'll turn off my camera again so I don't distract myself, because I don't know how I'm posing and all of that. So it's more safe to turn it off. All right, let's focus on our screen. So for the core screen, as usual, I'll just take this. Okay, let me give you a hint of what we'll be doing. So for the design, what was left is core screen update and the phone number. And I told you I can't start designing number for iPhone, for Redmi, for Samsung, for Infinix in this live class, right? Because everybody's phone differ. But I'm going to create a space for that for the purpose of this class, so you know that okay, there's something there. But because of time, we won't touch the update. So let's get into our core screen. I'm going to take this out. This is my reference. I'll take this out. This is where my design starts from. I think we even have to rename this for the sake of prototype, but we'll get to that. So for our core screen, I'll just we already have our navbar, right? The core screen when it's selected. So I'll just highlight all of these and just take them out. Let me push them that way. Then I'll bring in my core screen underneath the chart screen. I will take my core screen from here, duplicate with alternate. The reason why I bring my design reference or what I'm trying to redesign close to my screen is because I want to be designing side by side, right? Side by side works better. And if you are able to, what's it called? If you are able to design side by side, right? If you keep your design side by side, you'll be able to get your design so close to what you are trying to replicate. I mentioned this in the last class that when you start designing full project, right, you'll be getting reference from different sources, right? Sometimes you may need to even bring your screen into your Figma, your reference screen. And the goal is to be excellent at your design. So try your best to replicate what you are doing as close, like so close to your original design. So how do I make this screen size like mine? I'll press scale on my keyboard to set it to scale. When I do that, check my control panel, it has changed. K is the short key for scale. So I'll just take it from the edge, drag it. When you see the red line, means it's slapping. That makes sense. So next thing I have to do, if you notice, you see the call, the camera, the search, and this, then your what's it called, your battery, right? Your status bar. I don't need to redesign that again because we already have it in our previous design. All I'll just do is I'll come here, click on it, hold shift, select the other one, click on it like that. I've selected both of them. You see that they are both selected. If I control C this, that's copy. Let me close my scale mode. If I press control C to copy, I can just come over here on the core screen, click on that screen and paste it like that, control V. So I have that pasted there. All I'm going to do is that I'll just change from WhatsApp to calls. So I'll double click on the WhatsApp to select it, double click again to highlight. Then I'll change it to calls, CALLS, calls. Since my design is a bit different from what I have, mine is so thick. So I'll change from semi-bold to medium. Design is all about iteration. You keep iterating your design till it gets close to what you want. Yeah, so that makes sense for calls. So next thing I want to do now is let's start placing our elements. Your elements are your building block. When it comes to UI UX design, you are putting elements together to build your entire UI. So elements are your building block or blocks, right? Elements are your building blocks. So let's start designing. As usual, I'll get my text. From the text, so I'll type, not type, yeah, I'll click on that, come here, type favorite, Favorits. Today's class is going to be very exciting. The prototyping part, when we are done prototyping, we'll test it on our phone, live, we'll test your design on phone. If you've downloaded your Figma application, type I have Figma on your phone. Let me show my face. If you've downloaded Figma, look at my phone. We'll be using when I'm done designing, I'll test the design on my phone, and we'll be making use of Figma app. So if you look at my Figma app here, you can see it, right? If you've downloaded Figma, type I have Figma, type I have Figma, type it, because when I'm done designing, we are going to test and you see it operating live. So let's continue designing. All right. So I'll type favorite as usual. This is font 24. I would like to give it font 18. No 18 here, so I'll just type it. You click and type 18. Sometimes I bring my text outside to just check it and compare. So I think 18 works perfectly. So I'll just bring it. My layout grid is turned on. To turn it off, you select your screen, you click on the screen, you come here, you can turn it off over here. See where my mouse is hovering in the control panel. If I hide that, it's off, but I need it, so I'll just leave it on like that. You notice that the call, the favorite, and all of these, they are aligning. I need that to arrange my elements. So 18 is perfect. I'll just bring it over there like that. Let me zoom out. So when it's lapping, you see the red line. You see it, right? Next thing now to be sure about is the spacing between items. So I'll select this and hold shift, select this. Let me check the space. If you come over here, you see the space. Look at the layout, 22. I want to keep it at maybe 16. 16 should work because I want it to be close, not too far from that call option. Next thing is add favorite. I'll duplicate this with alternate. Click and drag while holding alternate on my keyboard. I'll just use my arrow key. I did that. Add favorite. So this favorite is small letter. So I'll delete that and press F in small letter. It doesn't have S. I'll press N in my keyboard, backspace. And I have that. Next thing I have to do is, let me check again if it's okay. That is also fine. But adding favorite now, I have this love shape. But before I get that, I'll go to my shape tool, collect ellipse, click, hold shift on my keyboard for a perfect circle, click and drag. I'll keep it at 40 by 40. Just place it side by side. So once I place it side by side, the goal is to design my stuff to be accurate. You understand? Sometimes you may want to just check. Checking is not bad though. So I can just bring that here. Oh, it seems the 40 is even small. You can see why I check. So if I increase it, to increase this, and you want both sides to increase, you lock the aspect ratio. Click on this. It's going to lock that. Let me try 42. 42 is still small. Let's try 46. I think 46 works perfectly. Yeah, it's not bad. So let's work with 46. I'll bring that here, place it by the side like that. Then the color is dark, so I can still use my eyedropper. So I know we already have our colors. I'll just select that, come over here like that, click on it, and I have that color. This eyedropper is very important when it comes to design, especially when you are trying to replicate a design. The love shape I have here, do I have, let's get our icon pack. I already made this available to everyone. So let me check. There's no love shape here, right? So let me just get that from Iconify. So I'll right click, go to plugins, come over to Iconify. Then I'll type, the name of that thing is not love, it's favorite, Favorite. You can see it, right? So I'll just get something nice, something that looks close to what we have there. Okay, I think the edge is not sharp like that, so this should work. Just take something close. Let's just take something close because of time. I'll take this first one, so I'll just click and drag it out. Once you do that, it comes with a particular color. I'll just come over to the selection color, change it to white. White is FFFF into 6 places. Once I press enter, it changes to white. I'll bring it here and place it in the middle like that. So you see we're making progress, right? Next thing I'll do, I'll just put both of them on auto layout. I'll click like that and select, then do Shift A to put it on auto layout. If I turn this off, my layout grid, you see our design, the way it's coming to life, right? Let me check. This is on medium. Let me set this to semi-bold. So it will be bold a bit. I'll do same here from medium text to semi-bold. Then, yeah, that makes sense. I'll just separate this a bit. Then I'll add, okay, the spacing between them is much more than mine. So I will increase it a bit, like further. So this should work. Hold shift on your keyboard, select the other one, and okay, spacing between them is 23. Look at the spacing here. Let me just make it 24 so it will be even number. I'll press Shift A and I've added auto layout. If you are following, type I'm following. If you are following, type I'm following. Type I'm following. Many persons want to earn in dollars. They want a good life, but you need to pay the price for that kind of life. You understand? The lifestyle you want, you will have to pay the price for the lifestyle. So pay attention and follow me as we design. All right, so let's get going. I'll duplicate this again with alternate, click and drag. I want to type my recent. You see I'm building gradually. I'll double click to edit REC recent. Then I'm going to let me see. Okay, let me just go to my color palette because that dark is looking like I'm using the normal black, but I don't use normal black. I'll select this guy, come over here, copy it, Control C, copy that color code. Then I'll come over. I want my black not to be exactly black, you understand? So I'll double click that, select control. Normal black code is 000 into 6 places, just like white is F into 6 places. But I don't want to use pure black, so I'm just changing that. Control V, I'm pasting that color code. So we have our recent. Notice that the recent text is not as big as this one. Is it? I don't think it is. So I'll make this, instead of 18, I'll make it 16. I'll make this 16. No. It should be 18, but I won't make it semi-bold. I'll make it medium. I'll make it medium. Please, you need to pay attention to what we are doing. Pay attention. That's how you get this. Pay attention. Tech is not hard. All you just need to do is to watch and follow, watch and follow. So pay attention. Somebody say Figma is not opening on phone. It has to open on phone. Your Figma must open. Let's continue. We'll address that. Maybe after the class, you can reach out to me. All right, so I'll just arrange this a bit, take it up. I want my design to be close to what I'm doing. Let me turn on my layout grid again. It helps me to arrange. You click on your screen to turn it on, you come over here. All right, we have that. So next thing is, this is already set to auto layout, right? I'll click here to check the spacing between them is 28. That's even number, it's fine with me. Next thing now to build is my the call log, where you get the person's name, the date and time, you understand, and their image. So as usual, I'll get my ellipse. Okay, let me do the text first. I'll duplicate this text like so. Click on alternate on your keyboard and drag Garuba. So Garuba is my Hausa friend that I do dollar transaction with, right? So it shouldn't have been possible if we're not earning in dollars. So take this trading serious. I'll do Garuba. I'll duplicate that. I'll type today. Notice that the today text is not the same color. 22 a.m. Remember when we talked about elements of design? Text was one of it. You see how we're using this element to form our design. So this is what people do for companies abroad, and they get paid in dollars. They get paid, rewarded handsomely. I've reduced that to 16. Next thing I have to get is my arrow key. I'll come over to the shape again. You can see the arrow here. I'll click on it, click and drag like that. Notice that this is tilted. Mine is it vertical or horizontal? This is horizontal. The width is 100. I'll make it 24 so it will be short, or even 20. Let's do 20. Let's edit this part. The weight is 2 so that it will not be too thick. Then I'm going to tilt it the way it is right now. I'll come over to this place. See where my mouse is hovering? It's called what's that? That's rotation. It's going to set to 0 degree. I'll make it 45 degrees. 45 degrees. You can see that my arrow looks like what we have there right now. I think even 20 looks too long. Jesus, what have I done? Let's use 16. I think my 20 is too long. So I'll select this and give it 16 instead of 20. So 16 is perfect. I'll just click on it and drag it. Be careful. So you see, as I'm dragging it, I'm increasing length. If yours is doing like this, undo it. Then, okay, let me just highlight it like that and drag it. Okay, don't drag it from the edge, drag it from the middle. Okay, if you drag from the edge, you will increase the size. So I think 16 works perfectly. I need my green color. I'll go over to my color palette that I copied in the last class, right? I'll click on it, come to the control panel, select it by double clicking, press Ctrl C to copy that. I've copied that. I will go over to, yeah, I'll go back there and paste it. Someone say my video is static. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen and continue sharing. Stop presenting. Can you see my face? Can you see me? I don't know if my video is still static. I'm reading the comment section. Is my video static? We need to correct that. We need to correct that. So please confirm if you can see my screen now. I'm sharing my screen now. Just confirm if you can see that. Confirm if it's moving. I'm moving it now. Is the screen moving now? Is the screen moving? all right. The screen is moving. Okay, let's continue. So I've copied my color code. I'll select the arrow, come over to my control panel and paste it. So you see that it's green, right? Notice that we have two kinds of arrow. In fact, for missed call, you just type red. Let me do that. If I duplicate this with alternate, for instance, I don't have the red color pick, but you can just come over here and type red, red. It's going to change to red for missed call. But what I want to show you now is that for outgoing call is forward, but incoming call is downwards. How do you do that? Just come here. If you want to do incoming call, duplicate this with alternate like that. Come over to your control panel. See where my mouse is. This is flip horizontal. If I click on it, it's going to face that side. If I click on the next one, flip vertical, it's going to face that. So work with these two functions, flip horizontal and flip vertical, and you'll be able to achieve that. Next thing I want to do is my profile picture. I'm going to use ellipse again. Come over here, shape 2. Click and drag like that. For a perfect circle, ensure you hold shift on your keyboard. So this is currently set to 31 by 31. I want to make it 50 by 50. So I'll lock the aspect ratio by clicking on this lock aspect ratio. Then change one of them. The purpose of locking is if you change one side, both sides will change, right? So I'll make this 50. I think 50 makes sense. I'll just keep it like that. Let me take this out. Just shift it a bit. All right, next thing I want to do is to give this today its own color, right? Let me go and copy my color code for my old design. So I'll hold control on my keyboard to select this directly. You know, this is on auto layout. So it's either you keep double clicking until you get inside, but the fastest way is to hold control on your keyboard, then select the item. That's what I just did. So I'll come over here. This is the color code. I'll copy it because I want my color, the second part of it, to have that color code, which is a timestamp. I'll click on it, come over here. It's currently set to the OA. Well, I'll just paste it. So it's changed, right? So we have that. Next, I want to get is my call. The call we have on our log, I notice, is different from what we have on WhatsApp. But we can use this. I think this should work. Let's just work with this. I'll just double click to select it. Like that. I'll double click to select. Then I'll take this drag. So I've gotten that. Okay, see that it doesn't look like what we have here. Did you notice? So let's get something close from Iconify. All right, click, go to plugins, go to Iconify. Then I'm going to search for calls. Call. You can see that I'll have something better, right? So I'll just take this second one because of time. I'll click and drag. I'll click and drag, and somebody is asking me to go back. Don't worry, when you are watching the video the second time, you take it back by yourself. I can't go back. It's a live session, right? So we have that. I'm going to give it my normal color, which is OA for our dark color. Control C. I'll click here. This is currently set to 00. I'll paste that. So I have the color. Let's confirm. This is when you are picking icons from Iconify, it comes with 24 by 24 size. But look like mine is smaller. So I'll just increase it to let's say 30. Look at it, 24 by 24. So let's make it 30 so it will have small stature. All right, nice one. So let's now start putting our elements together. So this call log, the arrow and the time, they are related. So I'm going to bring them close to each other like this. The beautiful thing about design is once you build one of the components, all you need to do is just to duplicate and edit. You understand? Just like we did for our charts, I'm doing same here now. I'll just hold shift to select more than one item. The spacing is currently set to 12. I'll make it maybe 10. Then I'll do auto layout with shift A. I've added auto layout. It means I've grouped these two together. The next grouping will be this timestamp and the name, right? So I'll bring the timestamp. I've added auto layout to that. I'll bring the timestamp close to the name, select it with holding shift on my keyboard. To select more than one item, you hold shift, right? I'll do shift A. I've added them together. The spacing between them is 7. I can reduce it to 6. Press enter. Let me